everyone. Thank you, welcome back, and thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in on whatever device you're currently using to avoid making eye contact with strangers. And welcome back to The Global Show, the #1 independent talk show on the planet. That's voted by Dave's Magazine, which is also, strangely enough, the #1 independent magazine on the planet, as voted by Zebra Crossing Podcast, which surprisingly is also written by me. So there you go, 2 awards, 0 accountability. Man, what a week it's been. This week we've seen a Prime Minister dissolve her own government, a billionaire claim he's broke, TikTok change citizenship faster than crypto wallets, Amazon fire enough people to fill a stadium, and a man climb a skyscraper without ropes on Netflix because, well, apparently documentaries now come with a trigger warning for gravity. But we don't want to get bogged down by all that. We don't. We want to ask the questions that truly matter, questions that divide nations, test friendships, haunt the back of your brain at 3 a.m. And this week's question is a real doozy. Are you ready? Did they really live in a yellow submarine? Because if they did, we need to talk about that. 4 grown men in a tube underwater, painted like a highlighter. That's not a living situation. That's a cry for help. How did they shower? How did they rehearse? How did Paul get through a single day without passive-aggressively rearranging Ringo's socks? And why yellow? Was the red one taken? Was blue too moody for them? Or were they just ahead of their time in building the first influencer content house 40 feet below sea level? It's a logistical nightmare. Claustrophobia, poorly lit, probably smelled like a damp vinyl, and existential dread. John's writing lyrics, George is meditating, Paul's rearranging the pantry, and Ringo's just trying to flush the toilet without flooding Liverpool. So yeah, this week we ask the hard questions. Not about war, or politics, or billionaires pretending to be broke. No. We want to know if the Beatles really lived in a floating Crayola tube with a horn section. Let's dive in, everyone. While the influencers have all been out in full force, let's start at the top of the algorithmic food chain, MrBeast. Now, the richest YouTuber alive, let's just rewind that. The richest YouTuber alive told the Wall Street Journal, and I'm going to quote this, "I have negative money. Everyone watching this has more money than me."
I have negative money right now. I'm borrowing money. That's how little money I have. Technically, everyone watching this video has more money than me.
Sir, you give away islands for fun. You paid a guy $100,000 to sit in a circle for 12 days. You built a frigging chocolate factory with a working chocolate river running through it. Short of waddling, you're the new Scrooge McDuck. Unless your bank account is literally a set piece in one of your videos, we don't believe you. "I have negative money" is something a broke college student says with Vimo requesting their roommate for half a bagel. It's not something you say when your merch store has a logistics department. This is literally like Jeff Bezos saying, "Technically, I don't own anything. It's all Amazon's." Sure. And technically, I'm not tired. I'm just energy diverse. Meanwhile, on TikTok, Trisha Paytas, known for mukbangs, meltdowns, and Marion Moses, says she's seriously considering a run for Congress. Side note, a mukbang is a video where someone eats an absurd amount of food whilst talking to the camera. It's kind of like a dinner party if the only guest is sodium. All right, back to it. Now, Trisha says she's running because, and I quote, "The idea came to me in a vision." A vision. Some people see angels. Trisha saw C-SPAN. She didn't say what the vision was, but I assume it was just her scrolling Zillow for government buildings. Honestly, it tracks. The US already have Congress people who've said dumber things, but none of them also have a fetish content tier. And let's check in on Piper Rockelle, who at 18 has gone from YouTube child star to OnlyFans. She defended herself. "I'm not going to be a kid forever," is what she said. Now that's true, but there's a difference between "I'm not a kid" and "I'm now charging $12.99 a month to not be a kid." She also said, "I don't trust anyone. Each time I do, it just proves another reason why I shouldn't." That's a solid thing to say if you're Batman. Less solid if you're trying to start a brand partnership with HelloFresh. She kind of sounds like an 18-year-old influencer and a 48-year-old divorce lawyer at the same time. Everyone lies, especially Dan from LegalZoom. Then there's Kevin Droniak, travel influencer, solo flyer, and algorithmic certified chaos agent. This week, Kevin took a 24-hour trip to Japan. Not a week, not a weekend, a full 12-hour flight there, a few hours on the ground, and 12 hours back. all in one calendar day. Why? Well, because content. This wasn't a trip, it was an international errand. He posted, "Clearly I'm not in my right mind," and I'm glad about that, which is the same thing a guy says before opening a crypto casino in a volcano. The comments called him brave. Brave! The man went to another hemisphere to eat one meal and recharge his ring light. This isn't bravery, this is burnout dressed in athleisure. He paid $3,000 and a week of circadian damage for 2 Instagram reels and a lukewarm ramen shot. He's not documenting his journey, he's a hostage negotiating with the algorithm. Let's cross over to the podcast world where the nonsense is long form and ad supported. Joe Rogan, while interviewing Senator Rand Paul, said this about ICE officers.
Are we really going to be the Gestapo? Where's your papers? Is that what we've come to?
Are we the Gestapo now? Joe, you host a podcast where people talk about elk meat for 4 hours. Maybe not the guy to casually throw around Holocaust comparisons. Also, you can't say we're turning into Nazis while selling freeze-dried survival food during the ad break. The government is evil, and if you use code Rogan, you'll get 20% off your go bag. Tim Dillon also had a moment, and by moment, I mean he opened his mouth and something came out that should have stayed in the group chat. He said something to the effect of, "The Jews made better choices. They're good at running things." Ah yes, the classic move. Wrap a stereotype in a compliment and hope it lands. This is not comedy. This is your uncle after 2 wines and no filter. This isn't edgy. It's just page 1 of the conspiracy starter kit. It goes, moon landing was fake, Beyonce controls gravity, and the Jews run Hollywood. You don't need a punchline, just a Reddit login. Let's move on to Logan Paul, professional wrestler, energy drink mascot, living proof that redemption arcs now come with merch drops. This week on Impulsive, Logan defended WWE exec Triple H from online backlash, saying, "I'm telling you as an insider, it's not Triple H's fault." An insider? You've been in WWE for 5 minutes. That's not inside, that's still in the lobby. Also, this coming from a guy who once filmed a dead body in a forest, so maybe not our top pick for backstage moral compass. It's not his fault, it's what a guy in a monster tank top says before court recess. And finally, Bill Maher, the man, the myth, the smirk. After the Golden Globes, Bill said,
"They're such fucking smug assholes. And this town is the epicenter of the problem. It really is."
"You're such smug assholes. This town is the problem." Bill calling someone smug is like Elon Musk calling someone a bit online. You've lived in LA for 30 years. You don't get to rage against the machine when your name's not on the mailbox. Bill's not mad at Hollywood. He's mad TikTok didn't call him first. He's your dad yelling at the remote because he didn't laugh at his joke. So where are we at? Billionaires claiming poverty, influencers running for office because of visions, teen stars morphing into noir monologues, and podcasters throwing around conspiracy tropes like wedding confetti. Remember, you don't need credentials to go viral. You just need confidence, a hot microphone, and the ability to say literally anything without blinking. Time for our first guest. This one is sensational. A remarkable journey from military service to becoming a bodyguard for, wait for it, Oprah Winfrey, and then transitioning into screenplay writing. Tom, pull the titles up. Slowly, Tom, slowly.